AI companies who are doing a trend analysis based on AI, based on social media data, etc. For example, in coffee, they're talking about things like nitro coffee, something which is doing well in Asia, Singapore, and things like that. I keep pushing back to a lot of the startups who come to me. I said, yeah, maybe we're talking about is a very urban phenomena, very modern trade, very e-commerce friendly. But at the end of the day, I don't see too much happening in the belly of the market. Innovation, which is happening in tier 2, tier 3 towns, it's a lot more about consistent product delivery and things like that. Like convenience is a big one. Delicious obviously is moved into more number of tier 2, tier 3 towns, and therefore convenience is important. Taste is important. For example, even in Tasty Tales, Pawan has a lot of data to suggest that it's not that our buyers are all coming from Bombay and Bangalore. So how do you create a brand which can go really deep and not go just superficially on the top of the surface? How do you reach out to people who are beyond that cream, like the top 1% of the population, which is doing online, etc. But how can you reach deeper into it is where I feel the challenge. I'm not seeing too much innovation, etc. happening in that space. Time it takes to crack some of these markets is much longer. It's not, those are more longer term. They're not short term. They're not something you can have 3-year and 5-year exits. You need to have much longer time periods for that. Just one trend I would say in India is there, but it's not really big, is sustainability. It's still very niche, very organic food. Yeah, I mean with 24 Mantra, then Organic India. We've done a pretty decent job of bringing it to a pretty good size. In the West, the trends are quite different apart from these, which are the regular, the natural health and wellness and all of that stuff. There is a lot of focus in some of those countries more around locally sourced, locally grown. It's grass-fed. It is, for example, sustainably sourced, right? Like the whole thing around packaging, coming to monolayer packaging, or upcycling of fruit and vegetables. So a lot of focus is going in that sense. Again, very niche and emerging, but consumers are beginning to talk a lot of that there. India, the early days for that. I think from a regulation perspective, also there are so many changes happening right now. So there will be packaging regulations which will keep coming pretty quickly, and people need to be aware of that in terms of coming to monolayer plastic, things like that. So the problem is there are no solutions out there yet, very clear solutions, but still the government wants you to. So those are things that will also be some of the challenges which you need to be aware of as you go along. I can just tell you this. One is, of course, being able to reach out and list your products. The kind of listing fees that you have is so high for modern trade, at least. It doesn't make any sense. So therefore, people are happier to do it through your platforms or through your own website and things like that, which is why it's more money-wise friendlier to do it in that fashion. Unless and until you have some very strong partnerships and tie-ups and all that stuff with some of these Nature's Basket or your Reliance and more and things like that. So those are some set of challenges.